Moopsie and Pelicanus, and you'll see the rest of the grid. But we got 5 lights on here, and we are underway in Silverstone as the silver arrow had a little bit of contact there between Pelicanus and George Kuprikov right on the starting whistle. I have to go back and rewatch that one as Hooping Egg will reclaim the P1 spot. Jonesy right back up into P2, a mega start for the Williams as Robin West hops all the way down into P3, and the race pace for Jonesy has always been solid. Robin West with a little bit of contact spinning out through there as they come through the first DRS straight. Harold all the way up into P9, Robin West falling down all the way in P9, and let's take a look at some of the possible strategies. Mediums, hards, softs, mediums, and it kind of just depends on the tires that you start on. But they trail about a second from Cappy, who's right behind. Cappy is trying to get points. He's in P10 in this spot. George is going to fall down to the back of the grid, and it'll be Hooping Egg, and it looks like George will go into the pit lane as the wing was destroyed, and he'll get a 10-second violation for speeding in the pit lane. Behind is Harold in P8, and Harold really going to try and get something to go. But it's a 10-second violation for the Ferrari. And maybe a little bit of contact there, but Harold's going to try and get a move as he's gaining through the DRS zone. He's going to try and go around the outside. Does he get the move to stick? He does. Harold will get the move and hop up into P7. Moopsie up into P5. Cappy moves up into P11 as Pelicanus is in the barrier once more. And that's an unfortunate sight to see as we'll get, I believe, a VSC. Cappy's going to get a 3-second violation. Pelicanus back onto the grid. It'll be a virtual safety car is what it looks like right here. Still leads. So he got a mega start, a collision at the start of the race. I wish we could go back and see that, but a collision at the start of the race hurts Pelicanus and George. So I'd love to hear what happened. And it'll be a DNF for Quaint Dragon as he goes into the barrier. I'm going to try and see if we can find the place that it was. I don't know if we can. Trying to look back, it does not see that we can. It's right before the exit of Club. Trying to make up some time on this straight. Cappy going to try and get a move as Tame Farmer. Nicholas jumps into the pit lane, needing a new front wing. And that will also, I believe, be Cappy, who they got jumped in the pit lane. Kuprikov going to jump all the way up into P9. The Ferrari back up into the points for the first time since the start of the race. Actually, for the first time. Had some contact there at the start. And so he's back up into the points for the Ferrari. Another place over Moopsie. And we have some change here as they're going to all dive into the pit lane. Hooping Egg will be in, so will Jonesy, and RD Gamer going to be the only one staying out. So he is going to try and make these mediums last, but I'm wondering if everyone else, if Hooping Egg and Jonesy are going to try and go for the undercut. It looks like Jonesy was able to hop Hooping Egg in the pit lane, but Hooping Egg going to hop him once more. So being able to kind of play that game of position in the pit lane. And we'll see if Hooping Egg holds up on the restart. He will not. So he'll get right back out and we'll get right underway. Move right away from Jonesy. Will it stick? And we'll see if it does as they go almost side by side through that first couple of turns. Some contact there as they both go wide. Forcing wide is Jonesy. And Hooping Egg on the end of the track as he stays wide and will rejoin back in right in front of Jonesy, and then going past, but still staying in the lead is Hooping Egg. Trying to go for the switchback is Jonesy, but some contact there. Jonesy going to stay on the inside as they come through. Hooping Egg going to try and get the move, but I'm curious to see what the penalties of that will be with the FIA as they went. And RD Gamer will stay out for another lap. We have a caution in Sector 2. As someone will go wide. It looks like that was Cappy who went wide. through Sector 2. Actually, it was not. Might have been Jonesy who went wide. The Williams through Maggots and Beckett's, and that looks to be the case. Harold's going to dive into the pit lane. Everyone else staying out. And that does, I believe that was Jonesy who got the 3-second violation. He'll go into the pit lane. A little bit of a front wing mistear there. And Jonesy's going to DNF and retire from the session. 3-second violation over Tame Farmer as they're side by side into turn 1. We'll see who takes this on the inner part. Cappy gonna try and get ahead, and Cappy will, as that just a little bit of an overtake, but getting the slipstream and getting the advantage. Going wide is Cappy. Nicholas being able to hold it there, though. Getting the overtake is Nicholas, and that will pretty much put the end to the fighting, but DRS will still be held for Nicholas, I believe. Come all the way down, and Cappy trying to go up the inside on the switchback. Wheel-to-wheel contact there. They go side by side out of that turn. And what a race. What some great racing here in Silverstone, as Cappy is going to try and keep the move through Cops going a little wide. Still not able to get that other warning. Pelican is creeping up right behind them. All this fighting has allowed for the Alpine to make its way back into the point conversation. Cappy staying up. RD Gamer diving into the pit lane on the hard tires, and he'll get past a couple of times. Hooping Egg will retake the lead once more on the mediums, but RD Gamer diving down into 6th, and Nicholas will get the move. Will it stick, though? Here comes Pelican as he goes through on Cappy. Wheel-to-wheel contact there. Trying to go around the outside, unable to do so. They go 3 wide into Club, trying to come through the Club exit. And we'll see Pelicanus gets the move, some oversteer and a spin out there as he just loses the back end of the car and will be behind the 2 drivers here in Silverstone. What a great lap that was of racing for the Haas, Williams, and Alpine. And Pelicanus still trying to come back. Does he have his front wing? It looks to me he does. So he does have the front wing, maybe a little damage to the floor or something. They're still battling back and forth. As Nicholas going to try and go up the inside. Massacrator going to have a 3-second violation. Some contact there. Cappy trying to hold the inside. Some more contact there. And some more there. But Cappy able to hold on to this one. Nicholas in P10. And going to try and maybe get a slipstream coming up into Cops. Maybe going to try and use the ERS button. Trying to take the inside of Cops. But will back off to allow Cappy. And there's the 3-second violation, forcing him wide. Pelicanus with another 3-second violation. Cappy trying to stay up the inside into Maggots and Beckett. I would hold back if I was Cappy. You'll get the DRS here. Just hold back a little bit. Just wait. Sorry, Tame Farmer. I would hold back. You're going to have DRS. And they do. And going to throw the ERS on with the DRS. And going to try and get a move. Cappy going to go wide. Going to get bumped wide. And that'll be a move for Tame Farmer. That should go to the stewards as well, as that looked to be malicious contact. And going into the pit lanes is Tame Farmer. And Pelicanus will also be in the pit lane as well. So maybe take a look at that for some contact. George going into the pits as well, coming back out. And he looks the Ferrari happen. You know, so everyone except Cappy on the hards. And you're going to try and finish out the race on the hard tires. We'll see if Cappy decides to go to the hards as well. Taking the inside is Nicholas. And great move there. And there goes Cappy. Right as I said that, Cappy switches to the hard tires to try and finish out this race. What a great move there, though, from Nicholas. And here comes Pelicanus right back up around the outside. Some contact, allowing the spin out from Nicholas. Some contact on the edge. And that might be another report. The stewards might be busy this weekend. Coming out of this DRS zone, his corner exit so fast, especially with the Mercedes trying to go up the inside, and he will get the move up the inside. Some racing contact going to force Moopsy wide, but Moopsy going to stay on the inside as they come through the long sweeping turn there, and it'll be Hooping Egg who comes away with the move. You got to watch out if you're sitter. as that's Harold who will come away with the victory. A sneaky good driver is Harold. Everyone else going to get the blue flags as well, but some more race contact and stuff with Cappy and Tame Farmer. Cappy going to get the move on Nicholas as they go wide and around. Another 3-second violation for Nicholas as they look to just accumulate the penalties. We'll take a look at those. 9, 12, 3, and 6. 3, 6, 9, 12, all multiples of 3. For those of you that are good with numbers and good with math. Nicholas going to try and overtake Cappy there as they're still side by side. Cappy's going to get the switchback and make it stick. And a great move there as Nicholas down into P9. Cappy looking for his highest points finish of the season so far as we have the blue flags coming through. So Tame Nicholas of the Haas is going to try and make something happen. You got to watch out for the point deductions, though. The penalty points and the point deductions, they can really hurt a team. And if the driving isn't clean here, Haas could really be on the watch out for that. Speaking of Haas and being on the lookout, Hooping Egg, it just made the move on RD Gamer through Maggots and Baggett. So the Mercedes jumping up a couple of places, getting some more points in the driver's standings. But we'll see what the final points were after everything with the FIA and score some more points. But that doesn't matter right now. What does matter? That CF1 Harold has taken the lead of this race for a couple of laps, and he wins the Great Britain Grand Prix in Silverstone. Hooping Egg in P2, and rounding out the podium is RD Gamer in P3, Silver Moon into P4.